Hare Krishna, everybody. We'll start with the invocation prayers. The invocation prayers are on the introduction page of Bhagavad Gita. Follow along. Om Jnanatirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijan Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Shri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, thank you all for coming. We welcome Chandar also. She's also in the process of getting caught up on the past recordings. Welcome, and please feel free to ask any and all questions, even though you are joining partway through.
Hare Krishna.
So today, we will be covering the yoga ladder discussion. All of you should have the yoga ladder chart with you. Now today's class is going to run very, very fast, like a movie in a fast forward mode, because I'm going to offload lot of information from the first 6 chapters. And the next class, you will all have an opportunity with an open-ended conversation to ask any and all questions so that you can solidify the discussions for the first 6 chapters. So populate as much as you can on the yoga ladder chart. You are bound to miss at least 25% or more boxes. Don't worry about it. You will get caught up. Don't worry about the missed boxes. And simultaneously also have a blank page besides you or virtually to write down questions as they go along. You don't need to ask questions right now. I will pause at intervals where you can inquire. But essentially today is for me to talk at a very fast pace and offload so much volume of information that you are bound to feel overwhelmed. Don't worry about it. You will all get caught up, and the overwhelming situation will also ease with our subsequent discussion, the open-ended discussion. Now, many of you may wonder that why not split this class into 2? Well, I have already done this class this way for past several batches, and this has worked perfectly, that I offload so much information onto you all on the yoga ladder chart, and then the following classes or open-ended conversation works. Otherwise, if I split it, you will have so many in-between questions which anyway will get answered. So as you will keep writing the questions, you will realize that some of them will get answered even you without asking me. So it has worked for other batches also perfectly well, and it should work for you all also perfectly well. So follow along, don't get overwhelmed. Whatever gets missed, just focus on writing the other boxes. These boxes will keep coming up again and again and again on the screen. So just try to populate what you can. Worst case scenario, you can get the recording and get caught up on whatever you might have missed. But the idea is that you understand the concept of what we are going to discuss today. Now, this yoga ladder class in its entirety does not exist anywhere else. You will find bits and pieces of this here and there, but in its entirety, it does not exist anywhere. And I had also asked the ISKCON education members to include this somehow in their Bhakti Shastri course. I don't know what they have done. So stay tuned, sit with a cone of silence around you, turn off your phones. If you blink, you're gonna miss many boxes because today's class is going to run like a movie in a fast forward mode. So it's not all classes are not like this. For some of you who have joined partway through or recently, it's just this one class is an exception where I offload voluminous information onto you all. Now, as part of our Bhagavad Gita study, I'm going to give you 4 major charts. This yoga ladder chart is the first of the 4 major charts. The next 3 charts, second chart will come for chapter 14 on the modes, and chart number 3 and 4 will also be on the modes for chapters 17 and 18. These 4 charts will show you where you are, where you need to go, and how to get to where you want to go. So it's a lot of information in these 4 charts that you are going to get, as well as going to show you how to get to where you want to get to. Everybody with me? Questions, comments, realizations at the start? All right. So all of you, almost all of you have populated the simple yoga ladder chart, which you have on the screen. That it starts from animal life, karma kanda, then to karma yoga, then to ashtanga yoga. Sorry, in between from, I'll start again. Animal life to karma kanda, to karma yoga, to gyan yoga, to ashtanga yoga, to bhakti yoga. Today, I will split open this and explain a lot of points about each of these levels. And I will split open the simple yoga ladder chart into 10 yoga ladder paths that one can follow. Krishna has explained so many yoga ladder paths in Bhagavad Gita. And you will wonder, when did Krishna explain so many yoga ladder paths? Therefore, at the bottom of your printout, I'm going to give you verses for each of these yoga ladder paths, as well as verses for you to move from one yoga ladder path to the next, meaning from one level to the next. Everybody on the same page? Is that already an eye opener? Okay. So how it's going to work is, right now, first I want you to see on the screen. I will start over again. So one of the yoga ladder path, each one individually will come up on screen. For example, right now you have path number 0, which is animal life. And on the left side, what does this animal life mean? Means unregulated sense gratification. And then next yoga ladder path will come up, which is that one moves from animal life to karma kanda. So karma kanda is regulated sense gratification, and one is performing rituals to attain heaven. This way, each path will come up and the relevant boxes for each path will come up on screen, which you can populate as much as possible. So I will pause here. Everybody understands how it will flow? Yes, no?
Yes.
Everybody?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
All right, so let's start. You now start populating on your chart if you have not already populated. So first path is not really a path. It's path number 0, that everybody is living like an animal. What does animal life mean? So one is living an unregulated life of sense gratification. So one can be an animal in an animal body, or one can be an animal in a human body, that the person is running up and down with suitcase and tie 24 hours, has no time for spirituality, is just running, running, running. He's a workaholic. He's no different than an animal because there's no time for spirituality. One can progress to karma kanda lifestyle. What is karma kanda? So this is path number 1. Karma kanda is regulated sense gratification, and one is performing rituals for attaining heaven. Then one can progress to the next path, which is path number 2. So from animal life to karma kanda to karma yoga. Karma yoga is split into 2 parts, sakam and nishkam karma yoga. What do those mean? So on your left side of the chart, you have sakam is selfish with material desires, and nishkam is selfless with no personal desires. In sakam, one is attached to fruits of work as well as work. In nishkam, one is detached from fruits of work but is still attached to work. One can then progress to the next path, which is the Gyan Yoga path, that from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga to Gyan Yoga, which is path number 3. In Gyan Yoga, what does one do? He renounces the fruits, does austerities, plus focuses on speculative knowledge. The result is Brahman realization. Then one can progress to the next path of Ashtang Yoga, which is path number 4, that from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga to Gyan Yoga to Ashtang Yoga. And on the left side, you have what does Ashtang Yoga mean? In Ashtang Yoga, one has renounced the fruits, has sense and mind control, has knowledge, and now is meditating on Paramatma. The result is Paramatma realization. Now, Ashtang Yoga, one can also follow another path, which is path number 4. So if you look at path number 4, it was Jnana Yoga involved in their progression. So Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga to Jnana Yoga to Ashtang Yoga. And another path for Ashtang Yoga is that you skip Jnana Yoga. That you do Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga, you are skipping Jnana Yoga, and you are following Ashtang Yoga. The result is same. You are following Ashtang Yoga, either the path number 4 or path number 5. In path number 5, you are skipping Jnana Yoga. The result is same, Paramatma realization. Then one can follow Bhakti Yoga path. What is Bhakti Yoga? So we'll discuss that at great length. What is Bhakti Yoga? Path number 6 is also known as Express Elevator, is that one is progressing from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga, is skipping both Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga and jumping to Bhakti Yoga directly from Karma Yoga level. What happens in Bhakti Yoga? One does loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord, and the result is Bhagwan realization. This is full realization. Now, Bhakti Yoga can also have other options. So this is path number 7, that somebody is going from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga to Gyan Yoga, skipping Ashtanga Yoga, and then jumping to Bhakti Yoga. So in path number 6, one has skipped both Gyan Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga. Well, if somebody wants, they can still do Gyan Yoga, skip Ashtanga Yoga, and jump to Bhakti Yoga. The result is same, Bhagwan realization. Or path number 8 is again Bhakti Yoga path, that one is going from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga, skipping Gyan Yoga, but doing Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. The result is the same, Bhagwan realization. Or of course, you have on your left side path number 9, that one can go all the paths, Karma Kanda, Sakam, Nishkam, Gyan, Ashtanga to Bhakti Yoga, and the result is the same. Now, in the middle of your printout, you have boxes labeled A4, B4, C4, and all the way to H4, that at each level, each of the Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga, you will notice 1111 items gets added. So in animal life, there is no concept of religiosity. The person is thinking, I will get what I want by all means. So in Karma Kanda, scriptures get added. So one is acting according to scriptures. Then when one progresses to Karma Yoga means he is already acting according to scriptures which was there in Karma Kanda. Now detachment gets added at Karma Yoga level. So we have discussed that the meaning of Sakam and Nishkam. Sakam means he has desires, plus he also wants eternal. And in Nishkam, the focus is more on eternal. But the point is that at Karma Kanda, scriptures got added. At Karma Yoga, detachment gets added. Now, in Gyan Yoga, scriptures and detachment from Karma Kanda and Karma Yoga level are already there. Now, knowledge gets added. At Ashtanga Yoga, meditation gets added. So, scriptures, detachment, and knowledge is already there from the previous levels. Now, meditation is added at the Ashtanga Yoga level. Now, Bhakti Yoga, the scriptures, detachment, knowledge, and meditation from the previous levels of Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, and Ashtanga Yoga respectively are already there. At Bhakti Yoga, love and devotion gets added. Whew. Already exhausted. Everybody populated lot of boxes, missed lot of boxes. Yes, no.
I couldn't keep track. Prabhuji's went very fast, so I would need the
understand.
recording.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I understand. I already said I'm going to go fast.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I also missed a lot.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I already said you're going to miss a lot. These boxes will keep coming up again and again. I still have a lot of talking to do. So I want all of you to drop your pen and pencil, and I want you to look at the screen. I'm going to show the whole steps again, because right now you are focused on taking notes. So for a few minutes, drop your pen and paper and look at the screen. I'm going to run through the whole cycle again. So the start is path number 0 is animal life, is unregulated sense gratification, that one is living an animal life. So one can progress to Karma Kanda, which is path number 1. Karma Kanda is regulated sense gratification, and one is performing rituals to attain heaven. Then one can progress from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga. Sakam Karma Yoga is selfish with material desires. And Nishkam is selfless with no personal desires. In Sakam, one is attached to fruits of the work as well as work, while in Nishkam, one is detached from fruits of work but is attached to work. Then one can progress to the next level or the next path, which is path number 3, that one can progress to Gyan Yoga path, that from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga to Gyan Yoga. In Gyan Yoga, one has renounced the fruits, does austerities, and has speculative knowledge. The result is Brahman realization. One can then progress to the next path, which is path number 4, which is Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga to Gyan Yoga to Ashtanga Yoga. In Ashtanga Yoga, one has renounced the fruits, has sense and mind control, has knowledge, and now meditation on Paramatma is added, and the result is Paramatma realization. Ashtanga Yoga, another path is that you skip Gyan Yoga, that Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga, skip Gyan Yoga and jump to Ashtanga Yoga. Result is the same of Paramatma realization. Then comes Bhakti Yoga, has various paths one can follow in Bhakti Yoga. Path number 6, known as Express Elevator, that one can progress from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga, skip Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga, and jump directly from Karma Yoga to Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is loving devotional service to Supreme Lord, and the result is Bhagwan realization. So this is the highest of spiritual realization. So another path for Bhakti Yoga is that you skip Ashtanga Yoga, that one is progressing from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga to Gyan Yoga, skip Ashtanga Yoga and jump to Bhakti Yoga. Result is same, Bhagwan realization. Or one can skip Gyan Yoga and do Ashtanga Yoga for the Bhakti Yoga path. That one is progressing, as you can see on path number 8, that Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga, skip Gyan Yoga, do Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Result is same of Bhagwan realization. Or one can also follow path number 9, that do all the steps of Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Result is same, Bhagwan realization. And you notice that at each step, one item gets added. Animal life, there is no concept of religiosity. I will get what I want by all means. At Karma Kanda level, Karma Kanda is the lowest level on the path of spirituality, means you are in the circle of spirituality. Scriptures get added, that I will now act and live in the world according to scriptures. Then at Karma Yoga, detachment gets added. Scriptures were already there from the Karma Kanda level. So now we are progressing one step ahead to Karma Yoga, that now you have detachment. Then you progress further. Now knowledge gets added. So you add scriptures and detachment from Karma Kanda and Karma Yoga level. And now knowledge is added. Then you can progress further to Ashtanga Yoga, where you are adding meditation. So scriptures, detachment, knowledge was already there. Now meditation gets added. And in Bhakti Yoga, love and devotion is added with scriptures, detachment, knowledge, and meditation from the other levels already there. So you will notice that at some of the steps we skipped Gyan Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga, directly jumping to Bhakti Yoga, because Bhakti Yoga already has the components of knowledge and meditation of Gyan Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga. Therefore, you have the choice to skip Gyan Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga. Everybody with me so far?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
All right. Go back to your chart and populate. I will again offload a lot of information. So you are on path number 1. I said I will give you verse references and brief description for each of these paths. So you have boxes at the bottom of your chart labeled as KK1 for Karma Kanda, and then they progress in sequence for the next levels. So Karma Kanda means I want to enjoy in the material world as well as I want to follow dharma and scriptures. The Bhagavad Gita reference is that if you want to live a life like Karma Kanda, then the Bhagavad Gita references are 2.31 to 38 and 3.10 to 16. So here's a test for all of you. What's my next progression? Everybody quickly. What's my next progression from Karma Kanda?
Sakarma Yoga.
Okay. Every rest of you, what's my next progression?
Gyan Yoga.
So don't you have something in between?
Sakama karma and
Nishkam Karma.
Yeah. All right. So from Karma Kanda, I can go to Karma Yoga level. Karma Yoga has two parts, either Sakam and Nishkam, or you can do both. So you are saying, okay, I'm living a life like a Karma Kandya. Now I want to progress to Karma Yoga level. How do I progress? So the verses are, so this is now you are progressing from path number 1 to path number 2. And the verses for moving from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga are Bhagavad Gita 2.39 to 53 and then 3.10 to 16. Now you will notice that 3.10 to 16 is an overlap between Karma Kanda and Karma Yoga, because Krishna does a comparison in chapter 3 verses 10 to 16. He does a comparison between Karma Kanda and Karma Yoga. Therefore, there is an overlap. And 2.38 is the transition verse for moving from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga. Now, here's a question for all of you. All of you try to answer. Can I move from Karma Kanda to Bhakti Yoga directly? Quickly.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
From Karma Kanda.
So my question is, Karma Kanda to Bhakti Yoga. Can I move directly from Karma Kanda to Bhakti Yoga? I already got
Yes. Sorry.
No.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
No.
Yes, we can.
All right.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, no. Because
Okay.
we have to do karma yoga.
All right. All
Because
right.
we
So,
can skip Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga.
many of you did not answer. Can I go from Karma Kanda to Bhakti Yoga?
No.
Rest of you did not answer quickly.
Yes.
I still have a lot of devotees still silent. Okay, participate when you have the option to participate. Can I jump from Karma Kanda to Bhakti Yoga directly? All right, here's the other question for those of you who did not answer. I said on your yoga ladder chart, you have 10 paths. Count the number of yoga ladder paths you have. Do you have 10 yoga ladder paths on your chart? How many charts do you have? How many paths do you have?
9.
Where's the 10th path? So look up on the screen.
There
Here's,
are 10. It starts from 0, P0, and then 1 to
yeah,
9.
0 is 0. That is not really a yoga ladder path. Like I already said, animal life is not a path at all. A path starts from path number 1. So you can jump from Karma Kanda to Bhakti Yoga. Could be difficult. So the verses for Karma Kanda to Bhakti Yoga are Bhagavad Gita 9.20 to 28. And the 10th yoga ladder path on your chart, I want you to look up on screen. Look what happened. So on your top left side, I have blanked out Karma Kanda and directly to Bhakti Yoga. In between, I have blanked out. So it is possible for you to go from Karma Kanda to Bhakti Yoga. The verses are there, chapter 9, verse 20 to 28, where Krishna will explain about demigod worship and Bhakti Yoga. He will do a comparison. It is possible, just very difficult. It is possible. So now you have progressed to Karma Yoga level. So you are on path number 2. And what does Karma Yoga mean? Karma Yoga means I want to live in a way so that I do not suffer in this world. And I have Bhagavad Gita references for your Karma Yoga. If you recall our conversation from chapters 2, 3, 4, and 5, I had said there was a break. Karma Yoga conversation was going on, there was a break. Then Karma Yoga conversation was going on, there was a break. So all that connecting dot verses are right here on the screen. So the verses for Karma Yoga level are Bhagavad Gita 2.39 to 53, then 3.17 to 35, then 4.16 to 24, and then 5.7 to 12. So if you just want to focus on Karma Yoga, you have the verses right there. Of course, there are verses in chapter 18 as part of the summary. I have not quoted those verses here because they actually fall part in the Bhakti Yoga. Means your Karma Yoga is so elevated that your Karma Yoga becomes Bhakti Yoga. All right. So what's my next progression? So I'm at Karma Yoga level. What's my next progression?
Jnana Yoga.
Okay, very good. So you can progress from Karma Yoga to Gyan Yoga, which is you are progressing from path number 2 to path number 3. Now, on your chart, I want you to leave this box for Bhagavad Gita references for Karma Yoga to Gyan Yoga. I want you to deliberately leave it blank. There are verses. I want you to leave them blank, and I will explain for a reason. Of course, because Gyan Yoga is not the yoga path for Kali Yuga. So I want you to leave them blank. There are verses for this, but I want you to leave them blank. And then my next progression is from Karma Yoga to Ashtanga Yoga. So you have path number 5 that you are progressing. Again, these boxes for Karma Yoga to Ashtanga Yoga, I want you to leave them blank for a reason, because Ashtanga Yoga is also not the yoga path for Kali Yuga. Then you are progressing from Karma Yoga to Bhakti Yoga. There are many verses. I can only give you few. Essentially, the whole of Bhagavad Gita is how to come to Bhakti Yoga level. So I have given you few like 3.9, 3.30. There are many verses for how you can move from Karma Yoga to Bhakti Yoga. So you are now at Karma Yoga level, and now you are progressing to the next level, Gyan Yoga. So Gyan Yoga, what does Gyan Yoga mean? That I will not act in this world so that I will not suffer. The references for the sadhana of Gyan Yoga is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verses 49 to 53. And of course, Krishna goes on to explain in 12.5 that Gyan Yoga is very difficult. Therefore, I already asked you in the previous set of boxes to leave the Karma Yoga to Gyan Yoga and then Karma Yoga to Ashtanga Yoga blank. Exactly for this reason. Krishna has clearly said it is very difficult to follow Gyan Yoga while you are in this embodied body. And then you can progress from Gyan Yoga to Ashtanga Yoga, which is path number 4. Again, I want you to leave these boxes blank deliberately. There are verses, but I want you to leave them blank. And from Gyan Yoga, you can also progress to Bhakti Yoga, which is your path number 7. So if you recall the earlier discussion, that you skip Ashtanga Yoga as an option. It's an option available to you, that you are progressing from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga to Jnana Yoga, skipping Ashtanga Yoga, and you are jumping to Bhakti Yoga. The verses for going from Jnana Yoga to Bhakti Yoga is 7.19 as well as 18.54 and 55. All right. So now you are at Jnana Yoga level and you want to progress further to Ashtanga Yoga level. Ashtanga Yoga, what does it mean? It means identical to Jnana Yoga. That Ashtanga Yoga says, I will not act in this world so that I will not suffer. And the sadhana of Ashtanga Yoga is described in chapter 6, verses 10 to 32. And you have the paths of Ashtanga Yoga as path number 4 and 5. That in path number 4, you are going from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga to Jnana Yoga to Ashtanga Yoga. Or you are in path number 5, you are skipping Jnana Yoga. So you are going from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga and going directly to Ashtanga Yoga. And then if you, from Ashtanga Yoga, if you have to go to Bhakti Yoga, so the verses are 6.30 to 32 as well as 6.47, where you have path number 8 on your screen. It shows Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga to Ashtanga Yoga to Bhakti Yoga. Of course, you have path number 9, which is applicable for all levels and all options that you are considering. You can always progress to each path without skipping any one of them. Okay, so now you are going to the Ashtanga Yoga. Now you are at Bhakti Yoga level. What does Bhakti Yoga mean? Bhakti Yoga means my focus is on Krishna. That how best I can serve Krishna. If I can serve best by acting in the world, then I will act in the world. Or if I can serve best by renouncing the world, then I will renounce. So the Bhakti Yoga is a scientific process to transfer our desires from matter to serving Krishna. And the Bhagavad Gita verses, again, the whole Bhagavad Gita is basically focused on Bhakti Yoga. I can only give you few verse references like 2.61, then 7.1, then 9.26 to 34. Essentially, whole of Bhagavad Gita is focused on Bhakti Yoga. Just I can give you few verses for now. Everybody with me? Questions, comments, realizations? Everybody overwhelmed? Whew.
100%.
All right.
Yes, Prabhu.
I already told you you'll be overwhelmed. Don't worry about it. I am here to resolve all your anxieties very, very soon, as well as in the following class. I still have a lot of talking to do. All right. So here's a question for all of you. I want all of you to participate and give answers to me. So if you look at the top left of your chart, where you have path number 9, my question is, what is one item different between Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Ashtanga Yoga? I'll repeat my question. Looking at the top left of your chart for path number 9, what is one item different between Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Ashtanga Yoga? Quickly.
It's the highest and occupies the most space.
What is highest?
Highest in the ladder.
Okay. So I'm asking, what is one item different?
Which is the no activity.
Okay. No activity in Jnana Yoga. Okay. Rest of you?
Devotion.
Okay, I'm asking one item different between Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, and Ashtang Yoga. So Rashi said devotion. Bhakti Yoga is not even there in my question.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
from Karma
focus.
Kanda.
Focus. My question is between Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, and Ashtang Yoga, what is one item different?
Focus is on Krishna and not on the material body.
Yeah, I'm not talking of Bhakti Yoga at all.
On the chart, I think in Gyan Yoga it says no activity.
All right.
It doesn't say that in other
Okay.
spaces.
Rest of you, I want everyone to answer. This is very important to understand. What is one item different between Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, and Ashtang Yoga? Krishna is nowhere there. Bhakti Yoga is nowhere there. I am focusing on Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, and Ashtang Yoga. What is one item different?
Prabhuji, it includes all the paths, includes everything.
Okay, you are wrong. Okay. Okay. Rest of you who have not answered.
In Gnana Yoga, Prabhu, no activity is involved.
All right. Everybody, what is one item different?
Prabhuji, only activity.
Okay. And so many of you have not answered.
Prabhuji, also go with no activity.
Okay.
Yeah, same answer, Prabhuji. No activity in Jnana Yoga.
Okay.
No
Mind,
activity, Prabhu.
Same, Prabhuji. None of the boxes say anything else other than Gnana Yoga, no activity.
All right. Okay. Very good. So very good. That's the correct answer. That Gyan Yoga has no activity. Very, very important. Remember this and it will come up in the subsequent discussion. Now here's my second question. Answer the second question also, everybody. So if you look at the bottom left of your printout where I gave you definitions for Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, and Ashtang Yoga, what is one common item between Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, and Ashtang Yoga? Bhakti Yoga is not there in my picture. I'm only focused on the 4 levels. Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, Ashtang Yoga. What is one common item from the bottom left of what you populated?
The definition of Gyan Yoga and Ashtang Yoga was the same. I will not act in this world so that I will not suffer.
Yeah, but it doesn't, I'm saying in all 4, what is common? So Patisu, your point is correct, but I'm saying in all 4 levels, Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, Ashtang Yoga, what is one common item? Mansi?
activity.
Everyone
Hare
is
Krishna.
giving us
Enjoyment.
Okay.
It's
Mansi?
I, Prabhuji. Everything is like acting on me.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Rest of
My
you.
guess is the later part. It says so that I will not suffer.
Okay.
The senses are involved in all of them.
All right.
Selfish.
Regulate sense gratification.
Okay.
Prabhuji, the focus is on yourself.
All right. Okay. Very good. So many of you answered I or my enjoyment. So the one item common between Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, and Ashtang Yoga is I. Everything is I focused. That I want to live and enjoy and I don't want to suffer. Everything is I focused. Now, go back to your yoga ladder. What happens if Karma Yogi falls down from Karma Yoga level? So he has attained Karma Yoga, but he is not able to maintain his level of Karma Yoga. What happens then? Everybody?
He will go to the animal life.
Okay. Is that the option or something in between is the option?
or he will go
Karma
to
kanda.
the karma kanda.
Karma Kanda level.
Yeah, very good. So if somebody is not able to maintain karma yoga level, then they will first fall to karma kanda. Of course, they can fall to animal life also, but they will first fall down to karma kanda. And if you recall chapter 3 discussion, we had discussed this point that Arjuna was also trying to come out of karma yoga. Well, then Krishna says, come down to karma kanda, because karma kanda, you will continue work. You are not sitting idle. You are not falling down very far to animal life. At least you should not. But you are at least just continuing work. You may not be at the standards of karma yoga, but at least you are continuing work and following the scriptures. Now here's my second question. Again, everybody try to answer. Now Gyan Yoga, many of you correctly answered that no activity was the striking point or something that stood out in Gyan Yoga level. Now, if somebody has attained Gyan Yoga level and he is not able to maintain the Gyan Yoga level and he falls down, what happens? Everybody?
He gets into Nishkama Karma Yoga box.
Okay. So visualize this, that you are at Gyan Yoga level, you have stopped working because there is no activity. And now you cannot maintain, and now you have to restart. It is very difficult to restart. First, of course, stopping the activity was itself very difficult. But after you have stopped and you have to restart when you fall down, that is very difficult. And same way, if you have to progress from Jnana Yoga to Bhakti Yoga, well, Bhakti Yoga means I have to serve Krishna and devotees. Well, that again becomes difficult because at Jnana Yoga level, I have stopped activity and now I have to restart. Therefore, we discussed the express yoga ladder path, that from Karma Yoga, you don't need to go to Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga. You can just elevate your intention to serve Krishna. You are continuing to work and you will get purified much more faster and quicker. Everybody on the same page with me?
Yes, Prabhuji. No activity is dangerous.
Very good.
Prabhuji.
Okay, I still have a lot of talking to do, not from the chart, but I'm going to give you a lot of points in terms of what we have populated. So continue to have undivided attention and take notes as much as is possible, or get caught up from the recording. So as you noticed in the middle of your chart, you had one item added at each level. So first at Karma Kanda, scriptures got added. At Karma Yoga, detachment got added. At Gyan Yoga, knowledge got added. At Ashtanga Yoga, meditation got added. And at Bhakti Yoga, love and devotion got added. So if you remove the two stages of Gyan Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga, then at Bhakti Yoga level, you already have the elements of Gyan Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga of knowledge and meditation. And you can directly jump, very easily jump from Karma Yoga to Bhakti Yoga by adding love and devotion. Now, I said about knowledge and scripture. So what is the difference about following scriptures versus knowledge? So scriptures means following scriptural authority. Just because you are following scriptures does not necessarily mean you have internal realization of the scriptural knowledge. So scriptures are saying, do this, therefore you do this. And scriptures are saying, don't do this, therefore you stop doing certain things. So at the sadhaka level, at the starting level, you are following scriptures accordingly because somebody told you to follow. When a person is practicing karma kanda or karma yoga, a person has not necessarily realized that I am not this body, but I am a soul. But he is just following the rules and regulations of do's and don'ts from the scriptures. Meaning at karma kanda and karma yoga, scriptures refers to following scriptural guidance without having internal realization. And knowledge in Gyan Yoga refers to realization of scriptural knowledge. So, few classes back, our dear Monarch Prabhu had asked this question already about why is Gyan Yoga higher on the yoga ladder? And this was the confusion that Arjuna also had. So what was Arjuna's confusion or Arjuna's problem or Arjuna's question? That why is Krishna asking me to do karma yoga when Gyan Yoga is higher on the yoga ladder? So if you recall in 2.49, Krishna says, Durena hi avram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya. And Arjuna misunderstood the word avram karma. Krishna is saying avram karma to be karma kanda because karma kanda is not liberating, while Arjuna is thinking avram karma to be fighting war. And then second line 2.49 says buddhi yoga dhananjaya. So Krishna is referring buddhi as bhakti yoga. I have described at great length that in chapter 2 at least, the words karma yoga, bhakti yoga and buddhi yoga are used interchangeably, all to refer to bhakti yoga. So Arjuna again misunderstood buddhi to be Gyan yoga. And therefore Arjuna asked at the start of chapter 3 that why is Krishna asking me to do karma yoga if Gyan yoga is higher on the yoga ladder path? And of course, by the words buddhi yoga, Krishna is not referring to Gyan yoga. Krishna is calling buddhi yoga to be bhakti yoga. And Krishna is not asking Arjuna to do normal karma. Krishna is asking Arjuna to do karma yoga at the highest level of bhakti yoga to serve Krishna. So if you recall the box that we populated at the bottom left corner, what does bhakti yoga means? Bhakti yoga means how best I can serve Krishna. My focus is on Krishna. So the question that why is Gyan yoga higher than karma yoga? So Gyan yoga is definitely higher than karma yoga because at Gyan yoga, person is no longer engaged in the karmic bondage. Example, if somebody is sick, say if I have diabetes, the recovery from diabetes involves 2 steps. First, I have to stop taking sweet. That will not make me sick further, or it is the sweet that is causing the diabetes to progress further. Plus, the second step of getting cured from diabetes is to take medication. So, Gyan Yoga means I am not taking any more sugar, that I am not contaminating myself further with karmic bondage. The problem is the second step. The example of taking medication is very difficult in Gyan Yoga. The sadhana of Gyan Yoga is very difficult. Therefore, Krishna says in 12.5 that progress through Gyan Yoga is very difficult. Now, because the person is no longer entangled in karmic activities, therefore, Gyan Yoga is considered higher in principle than Karma Yoga. But in practice, Gyan Yoga is not easy. Now, in Karma Yoga also, one has to learn to regulate one's interaction with material world to a large extent. One does not engage in activity arbitrarily, but one engages in activity so that the person is purified. Therefore, Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita 5.11 that all actions with body, mind, and soul, all activities that you do in the material world are supposed to be meant for your self-purification only, not for enjoyment. So if you are not acting for purification, then it is not karma yoga. So judge for yourself. So I say that these 4 charts will tell you where you are, where you have to get to, and how to get to where you have to get to. So if you are acting in the world not for purification, well, then you are not at karma yoga level. So don't just artificially say, oh, I am doing karma yoga. No, understand the definitions. I have given you a lot of definitions for each of these levels. So if you cannot become disciplined, if you cannot regulate your material life, the result will be 8.6, that whatever you will remember at the moment of death, that's what you will attain. So if a male has attraction for female, whatever be the relation, either mother, spouse, daughter, or fantasy, you will end up getting a female body in your next life. Or if a male has attraction, if a female has attraction for a male, whatever be the relation, whether it be father, spouse, son, or fantasy, the female will end up getting a male body in the next life. And similarly, if you have attraction for your pet dog or pet cat or whatever you will remember at the moment of death, you will end up getting a body of a cat or dog in the next life. Therefore, you have to regulate and be disciplined in your material life. So Gyan Yoga is higher in principle because there is no entanglement with material activities. But in practice, Karma Yoga is easier. So we discussed that Gyan Yoga does not have any activity, and for a soul to remain inactive is impossible. Soul is always active. Therefore, Karma Yoga is easier than Gyan Yoga. Now, many think, including Arjuna, that action leads to bondage and renunciation leads to no sinful activity. Krishna and Bhagavad Gita disagree with this statement. What's the statement? The statement that action leads to bondage and renunciation leads to no sinful activity. Krishna and Bhagavad Gita disagree with this statement. Krishna says action can lead to liberation when action is done with detachment. Krishna has said this in 3.9, that work must be done for the satisfaction of Vishnu, then your action can lead to liberation. Simultaneously, Krishna has also explained that renunciation if you are renounced without purification, it will lead to bondage. This Krishna has explained in 3.6 with the Mithyachar verse. So the whole principle of yoga ladder is the gradual elevation of intention. So I explained that karma yoga is easier than Gyan yoga, even though on the yoga ladder, in principle, Gyan yoga is higher, but karma yoga is easier because one is continuing the natural tendency of acting in the world using the mind, body, and senses. And you are not resorting to inactivity. You are not forcing yourself down. And then you can elevate your intention to serving Krishna, meaning doing bhakti yoga, directly from karma yoga to bhakti yoga. And you will attain highest spiritual realization. So if action, meaning if karma yoga is done with devotional intention, then that person is higher than the one who has renounced the world. So I will repeat this very important statement, which essentially explains why karma yoga is better than Gyan yoga, even though Gyan yoga is higher on the yoga ladder. So write this very important punchline. If action or if karma yoga is done with devotional intention, then that person is higher than the one who has renounced the world. So this is exactly what Krishna was asking Arjuna to do, that do karma yoga, not just normal karma yoga, but karma yoga as bhakti yoga. Then karma yoga is of course higher than Gyan yoga because karma yoga is at bhakti yoga level. That's what Krishna has explained in chapter 2 with the use of the words karma yoga, buddhi yoga, and bhakti yoga interchangeably to refer to bhakti yoga. So normally, renounced person is considered more advanced than the one who is engaged in the world. But the one who is engaged in the world for serving Krishna, then the one engaged in the world is higher than the one who has renounced the world. So action done with devotional intention is higher than renunciation of the world without devotion. And the other reason why Gyan Yoga is higher is that Gyan Yoga has realized knowledge. So I did explain that at Karma Kanda and Karma Yoga level, your knowledge is not necessarily at the highest realized level. But at Gyan Yoga, your knowledge is at the little bit higher realization level. So Krishna has said there are multiple paths. I have shown you so many paths today. Krishna has explained in chapter 3, verse number 2. Krishna says that there is a path of speculation, means you are doing Gyan Yoga path, or there is a path of devotional service, means you do karma yoga and you elevate your intention to serving Krishna, that it becomes bhakti yoga, means your karma yoga culminates into bhakti yoga. And between the two paths of Gyan yoga, which is speculation, versus karma yoga to bhakti yoga, of course karma yoga is easier, and of course you get the highest realization also. I still have a lot of talking to do, and I will still explain the results of each of these paths also very, very soon. I will pause here for any burning questions. Should of course write down. You will have a lot of opportunity to ask question at the next class, but anything really burning?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Abhishek Prabhu.
There is some statement I can't quote exactly that those who are practicing bhakti yoga, they have practiced other forms of yoga in
You are
previous
correct.
life.
You are correct. So, not bhakti yoga. The statement in scriptures is those who are doing bhakti yoga, means those who are chanting japa, they have already completed the other rituals. The example given is of a judge sitting on a bench. Well, if you are a judge sitting on a bench, well, you have completed all the other legal studies. So it's not about karma yoga, but it's about referring to bhakti yoga. And the example is about, say somebody is chanting japa, meaning all of you have all already completed all other rituals. Abhishek Prabhu, does that help you?
Yes.
Okay, so this was an irrelevant question here. Something burning to what I am discussing is what you are supposed to ask. Other question you can write down. So anybody else, anything burning to what we are discussing right now?
I have one question.
Yeah.
When we are in the Gyan Yoga to Ashtang Yoga, we unless we know the knowledge, true scripture knowledge, how can we proceed to get to the devotional service?
So devotional service at Gyan Yoga and Ashtang Yoga, devotional service does not exist.
Right.
So your question is you are asking for Gyan Yoga and Ashtang Yoga, but your question is for Bhakti Yoga, not for Gyan Yoga and Ashtang Yoga.
Like if we don't know what Krishna is, that's a knowledge, right? Knowledge about Krishna.
Yeah. So in the middle of your chart, you have the boxes of A4, B4 to all the way to H4. At Bhakti Yoga level, so if you have skipped Gyan Yoga and Ashtang Yoga, when you are doing loving devotional service, Krishna gives the knowledge from within. So in Bhagavad Gita 10.10, Krishna says that Ami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yena Mam Upayanti Te. That I give the knowledge by which devotee can come to me. So if you read 10.10, that's how you get the knowledge. By your scriptural study, you can only understand so much. If you think that I can study all the knowledge and become a jnani, you are on a wrong path. You will never be able to understand scriptures. It is only by devotional service that Krishna gives the knowledge from within is how you will be able to understand knowledge. Therefore, you can skip Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga. The knowledge that was there at Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga, you get it at Bhakti Yoga by doing devotional service. Chandar?
Prabhuji, that clears. I have another question on Ashtanga Yoga.
Yeah, write down your question. We have lot of time at our next class for question, because I still have a lot of talking to do. All right. So we talked about path number 6 as the express elevator. So Bhakti Yoga process is like an elevator, and other processes are like staircase. The question becomes, what makes Bhakti Yoga like the elevator? So it is Krishna's mercy that lifts the person up. Just as you can see on the screen, that the devotee is caught in the ocean of material existence, and Krishna comes and lifts the person out of the material ocean. So it is this Krishna's mercy that lifts the person up. Therefore, the speed of lifting up is much faster. So the visual that you have on the screen, that Krishna coming on Garuda and lifting the person up, is given in 12.7. that Bhakti Yoga is swift, just as you are in an elevator. You are going up very swiftly. So when a person is in an elevator, there is not much of an endeavor for the person to get into the elevator. While on the staircase, the person has to endeavor step by step by step by step by step. He has to climb by himself. Therefore, the primary difference between Bhakti Yoga and the other processes is the ease of lifting in the Bhakti Yoga. So the elevator example conveys that it is much easier and swifter to go up in an elevator. Now, more importantly, the elevator goes to the highest level. Now, if you look at the yoga ladder, it looks like an apartment building. That elevator means Bhakti Yoga goes to the highest floor in the building, while staircase only takes you up to a certain in-between floor, and then the staircase end. So if you look up, say the building has 5 floors, Gyan Yoga takes you to 3rd floor and you stop there. Well, the staircase end there. So you recognize on your chart you have, for Gyan Yoga, the result is Brahman effulgence. Well, that the staircase end there. You don't have any other option. And if you have to go from Gyan Yoga, means from level 3 to floor number 5, your only option is to take Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, on the chart that you populated, you had for Bhakti Yoga, you had the charts for Gyan Yoga to Bhakti Yoga. But the challenge is that at Gyan Yoga, I have stopped activity. So if I fall down and I have to restart activity, that itself is a problem. And at Gyan Yoga, I have stopped activity and I have to add activity again to go to Bhakti Yoga. It again is very difficult. So stopping Gyan Yoga activity is difficult, as well as restarting after stopping is even more difficult. And the same with Ashtanga Yoga. That Ashtanga Yoga you are doing, it's you are climbing stairs. At floor number 4, the staircase end. You get Paramatma realization and the stairs end. And if you have to go to the 5th floor or the highest realization of Bhagwan realization, then your only option is to take Bhakti Yoga. And in Ashtanga Yoga also you stop your activity. So the difference between Gyan Yoga activity and Ashtanga Yoga no activity is that Ashtanga Yoga you are doing towards the very end of your life. Gyan Yoga you may start doing even when you have the ability to do Karma Yoga, but you are saying, I will do Gyan Yoga, I will just sit in the forest. This is what Arjuna was trying to do. So Ashtanga Yoga also there is no activity, and if you want to go to the highest level, you again have to restart your activity, which again is difficult. So Bhakti Yoga is like an elevator. It's very easier and swifter. That Bhakti Yoga alone can take you to the top floor, the 5th floor of Bhagwan realization. Gyan Yoga, if you only stop at Gyan Yoga without Bhakti, then you are going to get Brahman realization. That's it. Brahman realization is the lowest of spiritual realization. And if you do Ashtanga Yoga and if you stop there, then Paramatma realization is your only option, and Paramatma realization is also incomplete realization. So in Bhagavad Gita, I explained about Gyan Yoga. The sadhana of Gyan Yoga is 18.49 to 55. Here the sadhana process is described. And then in 18.54, Krishna says that when one reaches Brahman, and then in 18.55, Krishna says, then one can add bhakti to attain Bhagwan realization. So in essence of time, right now we will not read 18.54 and 55. Now, other processes, meaning the Gyan Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga processes, not only they are difficult, but even say if you are able to progress through the difficult processes of Gyan Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga, your result is still, you are in between. Your result is still not the highest. Then what's the point? In Srimad Bhagavatam, Brahmaji says, the only gain of Gyan Yoga is pain, because you are going through such a laborious task and you are not even getting the highest realization. So what's the point? While if you do Karma Yoga or if you do Bhakti Yoga, if your intent is really to get to Brahman realization, it's very easy. You can do Bhakti Yoga and you can choose to stop at Brahman realization. Or if your goal is Paramatma realization, you can very easily attain Paramatma realization by following Bhakti Yoga. Of course, no one doing Bhakti Yoga would want to have the Brahman realization and Paramatma realization. But if you choose to, therefore, Krishna said, in chapter 3 and chapter 5, Krishna said that whatever result you can achieve by Karma Yoga, there Krishna is using Karma Yoga at the highest form of Bhakti Yoga, that whatever results you can achieve by Gyan Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga, you can still achieve by Karma Yoga, and Karma Yoga can grant you even more than what you can achieve by Gyan Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga processes alone. And we already discussed that activity is natural. Krishna says in 3.5 that no one can refrain from doing activity. So at Gyan Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga, one refrains from activity and then one has to restart. So I have explained the analogy of Gyan Yoga as the vacuum. So creating vacuum is difficult, meaning you coming to Gyan Yoga by no activity is difficult. And then sustaining the vacuum is even more difficult, meaning if you have reached Gyan Yoga by some means, to keep yourself at that level with no activity is even more difficult. A tiny tinge of desire or a tiny air goes through and the vacuum is broken. So all these other paths, then Bhakti Yoga as well as Karma Yoga, stopping activity is difficult, and then having to restart after stopping is difficult. So both are difficult. Stopping is difficult as well as restarting after you have stopped is difficult. In Karma Yoga, you are just continuing the activity by elevating your intention to serve Krishna, and therefore your Karma Yoga matures into Bhakti Yoga very easily, and you are naturally using your body, mind, and senses. So one can move forward to Bhakti Yoga from whatever stage one is at by having the ultimate goal in mind of serving Krishna. So Karma Yoga has detachment. Detachment means he has some transcendental knowledge to develop detachment, that I am not this body, I am soul. But that knowledge, that detachment may not necessarily be at the highest level. So detachment is based on knowledge. Therefore, the Nishkam Karma Yoga level has the knowledge from chapter 4 of Bhagavad Gita, which is chapter 4 is titled Transcendental Knowledge. So chapter 4, the transcendental knowledge, is not the knowledge of Gyan Yoga. Chapter 4, transcendental knowledge, is the jnana or the knowledge that develops within a karma yogi by the practice of karma yoga so that he can elevate to bhakti yoga very, very easily. In karma yoga, if there is no jnana, means if there is no knowledge, then there will be no impetus to do yoga part. You are just doing karma. You are not really connecting. You are not doing yoga. Because it is only when one has some jnana of eternal destination that one will want to connect to that eternal destination of Bhagwan. As one practices karma yoga and simultaneously does devotional services, the jnana or the knowledge will deepen. Now a question will come up. Is karma yogi's practice incomplete without Gyan Yoga? Or is Gyan Yoga's practice incomplete without Karma Yoga? The answer is no. Karma Yoga and Gyan Yoga are two distinct processes of yoga. One can practice Karma Yoga. He cannot practice Gyan Yoga because Gyan Yoga is renunciation of action, while Karma Yoga you have to act. So within Bhakti, the Jnana and the Karma are subordinated and harmonized. Therefore, I said in Bhakti Yoga, the components of Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga are already included in a harmonized manner. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada's translation of Bhakti is devotional service to indicate this point. It indicates that the process of jnana and the process of karma, they are not to be given up. You would just harmonize, you combine the two in bhakti. So we'll cover this in Nectar of Devotion. The definition of pure devotional service is, the second line is jnana karmadi anavratam. So the definition of pure devotional service in Nectar of Devotion given is Anya Abhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavratam Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam Bhakti Ruchate. So the second line says Jnana Karmadi Anavratam. That Jnana and Karma are uncovered. How do you uncover? Why is the Jnana covered right now? The Jnana is covered by my selfish desires, by my desires to enjoy. So you uncover the jnana by coming to Nishkam Karma Yoga, means you focus more on spirituality. When the covering of selfish desire is removed, then the jnana and karma become purified and harmonized towards service of Krishna by the process of Bhakti Yoga. Any burning questions, comments, realizations immediately? I still have a lot of talking to do. I will
I have a
explain.
question, Prabhuji.
Nobody, go ahead.
How from Jnana Yoga one can go to Ashtanga Yoga? I mean, I know both of them are kind of impossible because from no activity, Ashtanga Yoga has like not going out, that kind of activity. But again, Ashtanga Yoga is like twisting the body and all that. How can one, because the muscles, everything will get wasted in Jnana Yoga mode?
So look up on your chart. I gave you charts, I gave you verse references for moving from one level to the next level. So if you look up on a box, I gave you verses from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga. Do you have verses, Annapurni?
I've written everywhere. It's so confusing.
Right. So I did give you from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga. I gave you verses how to move. For Gyan Yoga and Ashtang Yoga, that if somebody wants to move to Gyan Yoga or somebody wants to move to Ashtang Yoga, exactly the reason for the question that Annapurni asked, exactly why I said leave them blank.
Yes, I got it.
Right?
Yeah.
These are not the yoga processes for Kali Yuga. I can give you the answer, but what are you going to do with that? Therefore, I am not going to give you the answer. It's not that I don't know the answer, but I specifically asked all of you to leave those boxes blank exactly for this reason. That Gyan Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga are not the yoga processes for Kali Yuga. Therefore, don't worry about those processes. Focus on understanding from this yoga ladder where you are. Focus on where you want to go to. Your focus should be, I want to go to Bhakti Yoga. And I have given you more than enough information to get to Bhakti Yoga from wherever you are. Annapurni, does that help you?
It does. Thank you, Prabhuji.
All right. So I will explain to you destinations of the various yoga paths. So I have this visual in front of you of the yoga ladder. So what happens if you stop at each of these levels? So on your yoga ladder path, you have various paths. So for example, if you are on path number 1, you stop at Karma Kanda, then what's your destination? Same way, if you do path number 2, you stop at Karma Yoga, what's your destination? Path number 3, if you stop at Gyan Yoga, what's your destination? Path number 4 and 5, if you stop at Ashtanga Yoga, what's your destination? And path number 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, if you stop at Bhakti Yoga, what's your destination? For all these paths, I'm going to explain to you the destination with this visual. So the visual that you have on screen is the entire existence. At the top, you have Goloka Vrindavan. This is a very big space. I'm going to show you this to you again later on in a 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional. Right now, focus on understanding. This is Goloka Vrindavan. There are many planets. This is where Krishna and those pure devotees are. The blue one is Vaikuntha planets. This also has many planets. So both these are spiritual worlds. This dividing line that you see in between is Brahma Jyoti. And below all these bubbles that you see, these are material universes. I will show you close-up images for all of this. So for example, this is Mahavishnu. All these bubbles are infinite universes emanating from Mahavishnu. I have shown you one. I will show you closer view of this also. Let's go there right now. So this is our universe. We are here on the 7th plate. It says you are here. One universe is stacked as 14 plates. Each of these levels has infinite planets. NASA does not know all the planets on this 7th plate where we are. Scriptures have information for plates above and below, but NASA doesn't want to understand, so we cannot help beyond a point. And this is one bubble of 14 planetary system, and all these infinite bubbles are universes in existence, like this one universe. So I'm only going to show you one. This is entire existence, and at the bottom are all these material worlds. In between is Brahma Jyoti. This is Vaikuntha planet, and this is Goloka Vrindavan. So what's the destination for all the levels? So if you are a Kevala Bhakta, means if you are a pure devotee with the mood of love, your destination will be Goloka Vrindavan when you leave the body. If you are a pure devotee in the mood of awe and reverence, you will attain Vaikuntha planets. If somebody is at the Pradhani Bhuta Bhakta level, means Bhakti is more than 50%. They will attain Vaikuntha planets in the Shant Rasa. If you are Guni Bhuta Bhakti, means your Bhakti is less than 50%, then you will attain Brahman effulgence no matter what path you are following. Either Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga. If your Bhakti is less than 50%, Brahman effulgence is what you will attain. If you are having Paramatma realization, means you are following Ashtanga Yoga, then you will attain Paramatma realization. So if you are following yoga paths, either Jnana or Karma, without Bhakti, means you are just doing Ashtanga Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Kanda, you can also attain perfection, which is very difficult, but you will only attain Brahman effulgence. You will not attain anything beyond. So Brahman effulgence is the lowest of spiritual realization. Next higher up is Paramatma realization, and the highest is, of course, Bhagwan realization. Either in the mood of awe and reverence, then you attain Vaikuntha, and the highest Bhagwan realization, if you are in the mood of love, then you attain Goloka Vrindavan. So if you are doing yoga or jnana or karma, you have no bhakti, then your destination will be determined based on Bhagavad Gita 8.5 and 8.6. That whatever you will remember, that's what you will attain. 8.5 says if you remember Krishna, then you will attain Krishna. But if you have not done bhakti, then it is going to be very difficult for you to remember Krishna at the moment of death. Therefore, you will end up remembering whatever you have been attached to throughout your life. Meaning 8.6 will be your result. So if a female has attachment for any male, whether it be husband, father, child, or fantasy, the female will get a male body in the next life. A male has attachment for female, whatever be the relation, mother, spouse, daughter, or fantasy, the male will end up getting a female body in the next life. If a person has attachment for dog or cat or whatever pet, that person will become a dog or cat or that pet animal in the next life. This is 8.6, the last thought of your life. And this you can practice very easily, that tomorrow morning from this point on, when you wake up, tell me what is it that you are remembering. Are you remembering Krishna or something else? Therefore, I have given you practice items that instead of setting up your alarm clock at 4:30, set up your alarm clock at 4:34, which is spiritual master verse. And even if you wake up in the middle of night, or if you wake up at 4:30, 4:34, you remember, oh, spiritual master, and recite the verse. I have given you this example. Or if you are waking up at 5:30, instead of 5:30, set your alarm at 5:29. And that way you will again remember Krishna by remembering verses. So I have given you practical aspects for all of this. So in simple terms of destination of the various yoga paths, that animal life, if you are following your path number 0, your destination is going to be lower species and lower planets of life. So on the one visual that we have for one universe, path number 0, you will end up in lower planets, lower than Earth. They are hellish planets in different degrees, or lower species. If you are doing karma kanda and karma yoga without bhakti, your destination will depend on your last thought, which is 8.5, 8.6. If you are doing karma kanda and karma yoga where bhakti is less than 50%, so you are doing karma kanda, karma yoga, your bhakti is less than 50%, you will attain Brahman effulgence. That's all. Brahman effulgence is the lowest of spiritual realization. Gyan yoga, if you are following, if you think you can follow Gyan yoga, your destination is again Brahman effulgence, the lowest realization. Ashtang yoga, if you are following, means you stop at Ashtang yoga, you don't have Bhakti yoga. Then your destination is Paramatma realization. Same in Gyan yoga, what I explained before, just a minute ago, that you are stopping at Gyan yoga. You are not progressing to Bhakti yoga, then you're at Gyan yoga stop, your realization is Brahman effulgence. And Ashtanga yoga, again, you are not adding bhakti. You are stopping at Ashtanga yoga level, your path number 4 and 5. Then your result, your destination is Paramatma realization. Bhakti yoga, destination, you had various paths. You had 5 paths. Bhakti yoga, you had the express elevator path and the Jnana yoga path, Ashtanga yoga path, various options. And then you had the path number 9 with all the options, or path number 10, Karma Kanda to Bhakti Yoga. Your destination depends on your mood. So in Bhakti Yoga, if you are a Kevala Bhakta, means you are in the mood of love, then you will attain Goloka Vrindavan. Or if you are at Bhakti Yoga, you are at Kevala Bhakta, you are pure devotee, but you are in the mood of awe and reverence, then you will attain Vaikuntha planet. So our goal should be to come to Bhakti Yoga level from wherever I am. I have shown you this visual about karma, that karma is an infinite loop. If you try to exhaust your karma, you are bound to fail because it's an infinite loop. What you have to do is do karma, start with pious activities, come to Nishkam Karma Yoga. That way you get a better human life and you will progress to Bhakti Yoga very, very easily. My last question for you all today. All of you will answer. If you have to measure something, what are the various ways to measure Everybody, please try to answer. You have to measure something. What are the various ways you can measure? Okay, Padma Kumar Prabhu says tape. Okay, very good.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we need a standard to measure against, a reference point.
Yeah, okay. You have a reference point, then how will you measure? Okay,
Compare against that.
compass is ruler. Okay, Abhishek Prabhu, finish.
We will compare against that that reference scale.
Okay, very good. Compare. Okay. What else? Everybody, I want everyone to answer.
Also, weighing yourself, like weighing yourself where.
Okay, so weight. Okay, very good. Very good. Everybody.
Observing that change, Prabhuji.
Chaitanya Prabhu, repeat.
Observing the change from the original.
Okay, observing the change. Okay, it's a simple question. If you have to measure something, how will you measure?
Using time.
Okay, time. All right.
Comparison.
Comparison. Okay.
A difference or comparison between the point of origin and the point of reference.
All right. Very good. Everybody, please answer. So, another answer is volume in a glass. Okay, very good. So the other answer is note down in written the incremental change. Okay, very good. I asked a simple question that if you have to measure something, how will you measure? Okay, observe change. Very good.
To know the present status, considering the ladder.
Yeah. Yeah, know the present status and then compare. Very good. Rest of you who did not answer, I asked a simple question. How will you measure something?
Also, like how thick and thin is like.
Okay, so again, the length, breadth, distance, all those you are measuring. So,
like finer, or how finer to solidity.
okay, very good. Dhara?
Keeping track of change.
Okay, very good. So,
with some measuring instruments.
Okay, measuring instrument, very good. So, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna does a comparison also. So, some of you did answer about comparison, that you can compare to know where I was and where I am, or what was my original state, what is my current state. So I'm going to show you all the size of my ego, and you can judge for yourself. I don't want you to tell me the size of your ego. I am only going to show you the size of my ego. So all these universes that you see, the infinite universes that emanate from Mahavishnu, my ego makes me think I am bigger than all of this combined. You can judge for yourself, but my ego makes me think I am bigger than anybody and everybody. I have done a lot of heavy talking. I'm pretty sure you all are significantly overwhelmed and exhausted. So the next step is that at the end of the class today, I will send out in the WhatsApp group a Google link where you will populate at least one striking point from today. I'm pretty sure you have more than one striking point. And you will populate at least one inquiry. I'm pretty sure you may have more than one inquiry. You are welcome to populate as many inquiries you may have. There is no limit to inquiries. Our next class is open-ended conversation, where I will answer all your inquiries. So I request all of you to submit so that I am prepared ahead of time and I can bring references for you all. So try your best to populate by Wednesday, coming Wednesday, so that I have enough time to prepare for responding to you. And it is possible for some of the batches, it has been that the inquiries lead to 2 classes. I am okay with 2 classes, does not matter. I will answer any and all questions you may have. I will answer all of them. So right now we still have about 10 or so minutes. You can use the time to make any inquiries right now if you have any burning question that you may have.
Prabhuji,
Hare
I didn't understood that size of my ego one. You showed the Mahavishnu slide and what we have to compare with.
So I gave you the comparison that my ego, the size of my ego is bigger than all material universes combined. So you can judge the size. Chandar?
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji.
All right. Who else? What else?
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
You said that if we have less than 50% bhakti, we go to Brahman affiliate. We also continue our path next life.
Yeah.
So how is that different?
Yeah. So this attaining one life versus other depends on your endeavor. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 7.19 that after many lifetimes, one comes to the knowledge to surrender to Krishna. And in 7.3, Krishna says that out of many who attempt spirituality, hardly one knows me. So for some, it may continue for many lifetimes. For some, maybe one lifetime. It depends on your level of endeavor. And we have discussed that spirituality is not lost. It's described in 2.40 and 6.40. So in my past life, I completed spirituality of 1%. Then in my current life, I am continuing spirituality from percent point 2 onwards. If in my current life, I completed spirituality up to 5%, then in my following life, I will start from 6% point onwards. Abhishek Prabhu, does that help you?
Yeah, I'm not clear then if we are continuing our bhakti, then which kind of people they go to Brahman effulgence where there is not opportunity to practice bhakti?
So you have not perfected your spirituality. So I said I completed 5%. 5% is not perfect. I am not going to attain Brahman effulgence by doing 5%. I will come back on earth to continue my spirituality. And this will come up in our next class discussion in 6.41 and 42, that why I did not complete my spirituality, why I only completed 5%. The reason being I still had desires. I have to come back to the material world to fulfill my desires first, and then I will continue my spirituality from where I left off till I complete, till I attain perfection through whatever level I am following. Then I will attain Brahman effulgence. Abhishek Prabhu.
If I understand, bhakti level and spiritual level are two different compare things being discussed. Like
Yeah, so
100% spiritual thing can go to Brahman realization also.
yeah, you are correct. So spirituality realization has three levels. Brahman realization, Paramatma realization is next level up, and the highest is Bhagwan realization. So depends on your endeavor, depends on your perfection level, depends on what exactly you want to attain. That's what you will attain. Abhishek Prabhu.
Thank you.
Rest of you still have 5+ minutes. You can use the time to ask your questions. Chandar, you had a question earlier. You can ask now.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I I really I feel that I'm going to the subtle layer here. Like when we use the Buddhi Yoga and Gyan Yoga, it sometimes it conflicts living in this present life, worldly life in North America, and it brings us back and forth to the senses and to the bhakti yoga again. So this is the struggle we go through in present time in Kali Yuga or this age.
So these levels.
So my question is, when we go through this ladder, what you just showed, is that even to the bhakti yoga, when we are at the peak, we still come down? Why is that?
So first, these divisions that I showed you on yoga ladder, they are not watertight compartments. They are very, very blurry. You will keep fluctuating between Karmakanda and Sakam, Karmakanda and Nishkam, Nishkam and Sakam. You will keep fluctuating because you have not yet purified yourself. And Bhakti Yoga, don't consider yourself to be at Bhakti Yoga unless you are doing 100% Bhakti. If you are doing Bhakti on the weekend, that is part-time Bhakti. That is not Bhakti. So you have to understand, first you have to clarify your own understanding of these levels. I have given you definitions for each of these levels. You doing Bhakti on the weekend, that is not Bhakti Yoga. Yes, you are doing Bhakti on the weekend as a part-time activity. Bhakti Yoga means my entire existence is for serving Krishna. That's when you will not fall down. Otherwise, if you are doing on the Bhakti, this Bhakti on the weekend, well, you are never at the Bhakti Yoga level to begin with. You are just doing Bhakti as a part-time. And therefore, you are fluctuating between the various levels. Chandar?
Yes, Prabhuji, I thank you for answering that part-time bhakti and full-time bhakti. When we do this, even mind is with Krishna or Bhagwan or Paramatma, but still we go to work, we have a family, we have children. We get distracted.
So Chandar, when you get caught up on the previous recordings, there is detailed discussion on how to make your 24-hour day as Bhakti Yoga. You don't have to change your family. You don't have to change your job. Whatever activity you have to do, you continue doing it. You just have to learn to dovetail. So there is detailed discussion in the recordings that you are still in the process of getting caught up of how to make your 24-hour day as Bhakti Yoga. And yes, I said 24-hour day. I'm not just saying while you are awake. I'm saying 24-hour, that while you are sleeping also, how to make your 24-hour day as Bhakti Yoga. It's already there in the conversation. So you just have to listen through all the recording and you will get your answers.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
All right. We are getting very close to the end time. Everybody on the same page? Anybody has any realizations from our today's conversation? Inquiries you can post in the Google form. Any realizations you want to share?
Question.
Yeah.
So the Buddhi Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga are the same thing or different?
I already described. Buddhi Yoga is Bhakti Yoga. Buddhi Yoga is not Gyan Yoga. This is exactly the confusion Arjuna also had, and we have discussed at great length and today also, that Buddhi Yoga in 2.49 that Krishna says, Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya, Krishna is not referring to Gyan Yoga. Arjuna was incorrectly thinking Buddhi Yoga to be Gyan Yoga, but Buddhi Yoga in chapter 2 specifically, Krishna has used the words Karma Yoga, Buddhi Yoga and Bhakti Yoga interchangeably to refer to Bhakti Yoga. Matan Prabhu?
Okay, thank you. So, and Ashtanga Yoga, Jnana Yoga, there's no activity, but still they're doing meditation. That's not activity?
In which level? Ashtanga or Gyan?
Jnana Yoga.
So, Gyan Yoga, their activity is, meditation is not there. If you look at the levels that got added, meditation was not there at Gyan Yoga. Meditation got added at Ashtanga Yoga. If you look at your boxes, A4, B4 in the middle of your chart, Gyan Yoga meditation was not there. What Gyan Yogis do is they use the knowledge by the neti option that this is not spiritual, this is not spiritual, this is not spiritual. It's the process of negation rather than the focus on the positive of meditation. Therefore, the Gyan Yoga is more knowledge based, that they are sitting in the forest and just imagining, oh, this is not spiritual, or looking at something and saying, oh, this is not spiritual. They're just having the mental speculation of what is not spiritual. Matan Prabhu?
So they are not. So what are they doing? Like like they are meditating, or they are not.
They are not doing anything. They are not meditating. They are not doing anything. Therefore, Krishna has clearly said, no activity is not possible. Therefore, I had one of this point as a question. What is different, or one point different between Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga? It was that no activity, that Jnana Yogis are not doing anything. Matan Prabhu?
Okay, thank you.
All right, we are back at 11:45 here at Toronto time. We will stop here. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.